All right, what's good, you guys? It's your boy Blackie D with the homie Tyler, and we're back with randomness. At least we're
So
back.
it's been
Yeah,
a while, like
because
a month and a half, probably.
I want to say maybe a month. We've been on break, and I ain't gonna lie, I've been busy. It's been quite summer with work, and I've been doing gigs and vacation. I've gotten a year older, so a lot has been happening within the last few weeks that we have not actually recorded. So I want to use that as the excuse. And
Happy belated birthday, you grumpy old frog.
oh my God, I'm not. I don't know why people keep calling me grumpy. I'm not. I'm just naturally mellow. That's what I am.
I know you're not grumpy. Oh, I seen your boy, Mr. Harry.
Really?
He stays around the corner from my fault.
Well, that's good to know because I hadn't talked to him in a while. He had been in the hospital, although this isn't his business, but I'm just saying it. He had been in the hospital, so I kind of had either Chris or Pat, talk about checking on him, but I hadn't heard back on that yet. So,
He looked like he was doing well. He was driving.
oh well, no, they said he had been in the hospital, so I don't know. But it is what it is. He don't want to see me because all I'm gonna do is tease him about a certain young woman or whatever, and we're gonna laugh about it, but he doesn't like that. So, but enough about old man Harry. So before we get into the topic you made, what have you been into? What else? You've been just chilling, or you know,
Literally nothing but work. That's all work and job interviews.
wow, understandable. I haven't had any interviews. I have been kind of looking, but I haven't. No, just just
Yep,
trying to.
trying to get away to something bigger and better.
Understandable. I definitely understand. I get it. So, well, nothing wrong with that. I think you should do that every day. That's what I try to do. Every day you should be trying to better yourself a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
Bigger
Uh,
and better. Trying to get closer to God.
hey,
Went back to reading my Bible again.
nothing wrong with that either. Definitely nothing wrong with that. You want to get as close to him if possible. So I'll ask this question first, and then we'll jump into the topic. We kind of talked about I don't play like lottery and stuff like that. I don't spend money on that because it's no. But somebody told me it was like at 900 million or whatever right now. So my question is like, if you were to gamble and you would win $900, like what would be your next move if you did
To disappear.
that?
Well, yeah, I'm disappearing. Nobody's gonna find me. Give my mama a little something. Give my grandfather a little something. Give my daddy a little something. Give my siblings a little something. After that, disappearing.
I don't know. I mean, I said I would not tell anybody, and I would just keep working. Like probably not work a full time job, maybe a part time job, and then that way when they may be mad, I can just be like, you can kiss the people's ass because I don't need this anymore
Yeah,
and quit.
2 days.
Yeah, quit and then try to find another part time job. Because I was talking to one of the guys at work about it, and my concern, because that was a truck driver, he was like, "Yeah, man, about whatever, $900 million and all this great stuff," and uh, I pretty much told him the same thing, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going, vacations and I'm having fun and stuff," and then my mindset is like, typically with us as blacks, we tend to get that kind of money and then we don't do the right thing and then we end up having to go back to work anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
In, in a lot of cases, yeah,
yeah,
that do happen.
we have to go back to work. So I'm like, I told him I said, so what are you gonna do like about healthcare and stuff? Because if you win 900 million, they're gonna tax it and you might end up with I don't know 700, 600, whatever the taxes are. I don't know. You may still have some hundred.
700 to 600 million is still a lot of money.
It is, but it's still like if you stop working, you got to pay for your own health care. Your bills are still gonna be real. You're gonna go up in the tax bracket a little bit, and then like I asked my coworker, I was like, so Does that push you up in the taxes? And it's like, well, if you put your money in the bank and the money starts to make money, then yeah, it's gonna, it's gonna keep putting you up. So I was like, you might as well just keep working it. Like you might as well just, like I feel like more money, more problems. I would like to still keep my money and then give me a little something, and then they make me mad and I don't go back to work. I just keep finding little, whatever, just enough to keep me with some, health care and stuff like that. At least a little insurance, those kind of things.
Me, realistically, I would just go to school. So I go ahead and start up my own business, like I've been trying to do for a few years now, and just go on it that way. Might work at a couple speed shops before I actually go into it for myself to get a little more experience, business wise, how to run a business
Hmm.
successfully.
See, there's nothing wrong with that. That's still work. He's just like, oh, going on vacations and stuff like that stuff cost. And then, like I said, us, a lot of people, a lot of people do get money and then they start to build an empire, which does cost. And it's like if you're not doing something with that money to make it work for you, because it's there for you to spend, but it's like don't blow it and then you end up being 58 and then you got to go back to work. And then you got to retire, retirement right around the corner, then you don't get to retire. You
They
know,
say you gotta spend money to make money.
sure, I mean, I get that, but still, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to burn it all up like that because I still want to be able to like, hey, you know, I don't feel like working here. I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I still have the remainder of whatever was left over from the lottery. So that was my whole mindset. I was like, I wonder how people actually, do they really think about that kind of stuff? So I'm like, I do not want to work.
A lot of people don't. They just be like, "Shit, I'm rich, I'm wealthy. Let me go ahead and spend this money how I've been wanting to spend money for all my life."
And now you got to go back to work because I think the as a coworker that I work with, they actually didn't work for a while. And then they got into a bad wreck and they got like a big settlement and they blew it and now they're back at work again. And I mean, what they had, they could very well have, I mean, maybe gotten a part time job and still use that to be comfortable.
Like like Mr. Douglas that used to work for Home Depot. I don't know if you remember him. He worked in Ron, not Ron, young like guy. I forgot his name.
I'm not sure.
He was an older guy, and we had a couple conversations, and he was trying to teach me about money management at the same time. Mr. Will was teaching me about logic and how to use it the right way.
Right.
And he told me, "Hey man, I don't have to work here. I got millions of dollars just in the bank, just sitting. I just do this because I ain't got nothing else better to do."
And see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it like that. I just want to keep a little insurance or something. That's all. I'm not trying to no. Because the minute you make me mad, I'm leaving. I am. And that's another reason why I don't need that kind of money because I'm leaving. The minute I get mad, you know what? I don't have to take this.
You can't quit. Where you gonna go? Ain't nobody else gonna hire you.
Yes, they will. Part time. They'll do it part time. They will come and get me for part time. Yes, they will. So, but that I just wonder, like, I wonder what everybody else's mindset would be. You did say you pretty much go back to work. You want to do it for yourself. With that kind of money, I don't have to work for myself. I'll be all right.
I mean, I do it for myself for probably like a year or two to keep, you know, just to keep it in my head, not do it ever so often. But I will hire people to work for me that know what they're doing. I show up in the shop every now and then.
Now, that's
Be like,
smart.
"Oh,
Yeah, that's smart too. Yeah,
yeah, I ain't know you put his hands on stuff." Yes, I do.
that is pretty smart. Like I said, I'm not. I'm just not. I'm done. I get that kind of money part time, out. I might do a little something for myself, but just enough to keep a little insurance going. That's it. I can't. I'm not. I'm not working hard. But
I will travel here and there. It'd be basically be a little bit of traveling.
Yeah.
Might buy a little piece of land,
Oh, that's
get a
dope.
nice property, get a nice little shop, get the business going, and work ever so often.
Yeah, I'm only gonna just do a little bit of part time. That's all I can do. Just a little part time. All right, so now that it's out the way, I got what I wanted. Now it's to the real McCoy, the real deal, the real topic. For the last few weeks, I be on social media. Everybody's social media, all of them, all of them. Not no, not all of them, ain't all of them, but uh, I do have some. And so the biggest thing, I don't know if you had, if you saw it or whatever, but one of the big, the one that we talked about. Okay, so, yeah, we were pretty much hit you up, and I was like, hey, let's talk about the whole. I don't know. Do they call her? I know her name is Lena, but I don't know Lena the Great or the Goats, whatever they call her, and her husband Adam 22. So, prior to seeing them or whatever on that, I didn't know who they were. I do know now that they are adult entertainers. I'm gonna call them that. I'll, they do that.
Didn't know who she was. I've seen Adam Twin do a bunch of interviews with people and then get uh, flamed for the whole going after kids and shit.
We were gonna. I was gonna bring that up too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the pedophilia.
yeah, yeah. That but they are adult entertainers and they do podcasting and stuff as well. Uh, and I actually did some research because that what you just talked about, that's what made me want to talk about it today, because this morning I was getting ready and I'm on social media and something pops up talking about that. I was like, excuse me, like, but this, hold on, I'm gonna read what I actually saw, because I thought it was funny, because I that this whole thing with them has been weird to me anyway, just the whole aspect of it. It's weird, and I'll tell you why it's weird. Let's see if I can find this thing though. What is that? Oh well. Okay, let's see. So this person says, so y'all ain't noticed Adam 22 sacrificed his wife to escape the pedo allegations. That's pretty much what they said. I'm like, wow.
Nah, I didn't see that.
No, that's,
But I kind of figured it was something along the lines of that because everybody just forgot about it.
I didn't know that that was a thing. So, like I said, when I first saw anything about them, it was she showed up and the whole thing was, oh, I talked to my husband, I can sleep with this black man, and this new video coming up. And I was like, well, who is this? I'm like, what? Because everybody, it was like, they kept on talking about him. You're like, oh, he gonna be crying while she, getting her teeth clapped, all kind of stuff. It's like the worst. So I'm like, who are these people? Whatever. So of course I'm nosy. I look it up, and before the whole pedo thing came to me or whatever, the gist that I got was they were adult entertainers or whatever. So what I initially, this is what I thought. I was like, oh, all right, well, she wants to sleep with somebody else, but if you look like her content up, it's a lot of him and her, but it's him, her, and it's always like another woman or something like that. Now, I didn't watch none of the stuff because she don't look all that good to me, but I'm like, every time you see them, it's like her and another woman or him, her, and another woman. So I was like, maybe her sleeping with another man is like her way of getting back at him or something, or feeling like, getting even, because that's what a lot of their content is. It's like, if it's her,
It might be them getting even, but from from them two talking on the podcast about it and the actual guy that did the scene with her with interviews from him, her and Adam 22 discussed the whole thing beforehand. So he was quote unquote okay with it.
but that makes the whole pedophile thing feel even more accurate than if y'all discuss this. I mean, even you know,
Apparently it's supposed to be for it's supposed to be a business benefit, kind of benefit them, I guess, a little bit financially. Because they was like, hey, bring in this guy, he make adult films, and he also starred in a bunch of movies.
Uh,
He's in a bunch of movies. Her adult entertainer. Everybody like, I guess everybody like the made out of plastic Barbie doll type people. Bring
I
in, bring in the money. Not everybody happy. Adam 22 happy because ain't nobody talk about the pedophilia, but at the same time, his little pride got a little squash. She happy because she finally get back at this man because the videos they making is just basically threesomes with another woman.
pretty much.
This black dude just like, mm,
Yeah,
I made
because
money and got pussy. So
he was like he crazy because he's like I would have never let somebody come and sleep with my wife. That's what he pretty much said. But he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway.
he said that, but at the same time, he was like, I just set that aside and just looked at it from a business aspect.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, the money's gonna be made, but still in all though, like it wouldn't be me. I would have to shoot everybody in the room. I'm sorry. Like, what are we doing here? But like I said, I guess it makes their relationship between him and her, even if she were to start doing that, because once again, like I said, a lot of her content is, or if you look her up, then you're gonna see a lot of him, her, another woman, or just her and another woman. You'll never see her with another dude. It's gonna be him in it. So I was like, wow, like this is crazy. And then people talk about the black dude too, because they say he like his own what I'll call recipe. If you know what I'm saying, then you know what I'm saying. But
They can't play with you. Oh,
yeah, that's what they say. Like he like his own recipe. Whatever he put out there, he just yeah. I'm like this whole everybody this thing is wrong. Nobody's with it. Nobody's with it. Like what are you doing? You can't be black because I ain't never heard nothing like that. I mean, they got some weird people out there, but sir, you like your own stuff. I mean, it don't matter if it's yours or anybody else's, but you like, come on, man. So, yeah, I just thought that was like kind of it's completely weird. The whole setup. Everybody involved, just horribly wrong.
yeah. Not only did they do that to steer away from the pedophilia, they also did it to promote adultery.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they all doing that. That's pretty much the whole scene behind it. Now I did watch some YouTube videos. He claimed that was he 21 and the chick was 16, or he was 23 and she was 16 or something like that, or whatever. But there is like statements or stuff that he had wrote about it. Now, he claimed that he didn't know.
He was 23.
Yeah, well, and she was 16. So now I don't know if anything happened, but everybody like, man, you a whole predator out here. Just they exposing them. I was watching a couple of videos. I was like, okay, I get the gist of this. So I don't know if he did anything, but he for sure.
He did. He
Oh,
did because he admitted to it in another podcast. Somebody interviewed him on. Was it? It was either another podcast or his own podcast. He had somebody come up to it and they addressed the situation,
mm,
and then they brought up comments people was making like, oh, so that's why you call yourself Adam 22 because you
oh,
just out here, you just out here preying on the young ones, huh?
oh. Because at
And
one
he was
time
like,
they one time they call him Adam 16, and then the number changed or whatever.
yeah, I did it. I was young, I made a mistake. I was young. But that's so you knew the girl was underage. And he was like, yeah, I knew she was underage. But I was young and I made a dumb decision. I know better now. Probably just saying that to say it, probably still messing with underage women.
I'm finna say because the industry he in, all kinds of stuff take place. You just never really know. It's weird. What do you think is a good cutoff age if you judge off your own personal age? What do you think is a good cutoff age?
To look for a young woman,
No, I'm saying based off your own age. What would be your cutoff? So like you're mid 20s, late
20.
20s. So from your age, what's that about? What 5 years, 7 years?
Yeah. I say like 25.
So 2 years.
Yeah, 24, 25.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm like that too. Like maybe no more than 3 years younger, no more than 3 years older, or I would say 3 to 5. But then if I was 23, then that would put me in the same category like him. It's just like it's a whole weirdo. Like oh no, that would put me in the same category. But no, I mean, but at his age, I didn't even like when I was 23. I was pretty much at that place of when I left high school, I wasn't looking for anybody at high school anymore. So, you know,
Man, when I left high school, I was focused on street rap.
yeah, but I mean, if you were to consider like dating and then at a woman's age, I wouldn't have dated anyone in high school. In fact, when
And even after that, I kind of was looking for women older than me. Like, yeah, about 2, 3 years older than me.
yeah, nah, my stuff was always surrounded around a certain age cutoff. So if you wanted that, I'll say 3, and I say no more than 5, then it was pretty much a strong no. But I didn't really start looking into dating until I turned 22 anyway. So like I like chicks or whatever, but I ain't had that kind of money to be going out. So I was like, once I
Me
started,
neither, because I
yeah.
was always spending it on carboys.
Nah, I just didn't. The money I had was just what it was. So once I did get a steady job, then I was like, oh well, now I can date. Because I'm like, I got a job where I'm making a check every week. We can actually go out now, with my own money. So at that time, the 3 to 5 would have worked, but I was pretty much dating chicks my own age. So I didn't want anybody like, well, I'm still in high school. Oh no, we can't go. I don't know what do you expect from.
Me, growing up through high school, I was always around older people.
Uh,
Even though I grew up with a bunch of people my age, I was always hanging around older people. So I was kind of always attracted to older women,
mm,
the maturity level. So I always gravitated toward older women.
right,
Now, granted, it was sometimes I would gravitate to somebody a couple years younger than me, but it never worked out because of the maturity levels between the both of us.
true. Yeah, that happened to me. I know for sure. One time, I had a girl lie to me. I want to say I was 28, and she told me she was 26, and it turned out she was 20, and she lied wholeheartedly because I was like, had I known you were 20 and I was 28, I would have died. And how I found out she was 20 because she's like, my birthday's coming up, and I was like, oh, you're gonna be 27, congratulations. She's like, no, I'm gonna be 21. I was like, what? I was like, what is this? What do you mean? It's like, yeah. Well, I was like, no, you told me you were 26. I remember this, and you're not. And I mean, I still dated her for a little while longer, but it was weird. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not gonna be able to do this. But I do feel like at different age levels, you do, some people it works, but then some people is like, you have to get everything out of what you need from a certain age level, and then you can move on to something else once you're older. Some people don't want you, or unfortunately, but then for those of us who want differently, as you get older, you gotta do what you gotta do. And so that didn't work out though. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to. I can't do it because we want different things, and no, it wasn't gonna work. So
And you got the rest of the society that be like, the younger the better.
no, no.
That age ain't nothing but a number.
And now that's why R. Kelly is where he is. So we can't live like that. We can't live like that. I can't sit behind bars. There's something about that don't sit well with me. So
It don't, because on top of pedophiles, you also got a lot of sex trafficking and stuff too,
yeah,
with a lot of young women and kids.
pretty much. Yeah. And yeah, that's unfortunately it's a weird thing everywhere. I don't want to say in our country. It exists everywhere and nobody's doing anything about it. Like they're not doing anything seriously to help it. So but yeah, After doing my investigations on that, I was like, man, this is a strange couple. But I always feel like uh I feel like a lot of people who engage in that type of industry, they tend to be weird or whatever. And even the ones that are married is always like some like I could not, as a married man, be like, my wife does this, and then you get to come home to me after you did with the work, and we gonna just talk about this on regular. Like, hey, how was your day? Well, I did a scene and I got my back blown out for like 30 minutes. It wasn't comfortable. It was terrible. Like how could you? How do you? How do you even? Like, how do you go for that? It's like, I mean, they got people like that though, man.
Wouldn't go for it. I don't even see how the marriage would even be as successful. I don't even know how it would be successful anyway.
I don't know,
Just
man. Well,
it was
I think
just one they're doing it.
I think most of them their mindset is, it's work and it's not any commitment in it, but it's still the whole, I don't know, like you still doing that though, man. And this even like that, even because I remember I had gone through a phase of trying to understand like that kind of industry because when I was younger and growing up, this stuff was introduced to me, and it's like I try to have an understanding of if you introduce me to something and it's something I'm like, well, what is this? What is this all about? So what I would do is I would like watch the behind the scenes stuff, and because I'm like, this is really like real? Is this fake? What's going on with all this stuff? And one day I was at home and HBO had this special, and they were talking about uh like gays and stuff and how they perform, but then they were talking about gay for pay, and they had this one dude who was married to a woman and everything. Man, his wife would come up there and watch him have sex with another man and stuff, bro. I'm like, what? She was in support, like, and he wasn't always the man in those situations either. I'm like, how do you even how? Like,
That man is comfortable with going home and getting paid. He is comfortable with
bro.
going home and getting paid. Just so he can prepare himself for the shoot the next day. That is not
Come
right,
on,
man.
man. No, I didn't even think about that. I didn't
And
even
that
think
is
about
very ungodly.
that. I didn't even think about it like that. I'm like, man.
That is very ungodly.
I'm like, how can you sit
But
there?
think about it. And I'm pretty sure he got kids, and I know his kids that asked him what he do for work. If you just say adult entertainer, I'm pretty sure kids smart enough nowadays. Technology
Right,
booming, bro. They can get access to anything they want to,
bro.
and they see that and they be like, "Well, Dad, so since you do adult entertainment, is it with the man or the woman?" You gonna sit there and lie to them like woman, and then they like they overhear you and your wife having a conversation about the scene you did with the dude
Bruh.
that was like 4'3", and now also discussing pagan preparations for later that night.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That right there. That encourages your kids to
It's
pursue adult entertainment.
it's weird, bro.
Also encourages them to be gay.
Bro. Like now they didn't mention
Yeah,
all of that, but it's still weird, man. I'm like, how do you sit there? And like she was like really like on the scene. You're like, how do you sit there? You got a whole husband getting bent over by another man. How do you sit there and watch it? But you know, to each his own. I don't know. But there's a lot of them who are married and they do it and they go home like it's nothing. I would be at home.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Do I hate the job? Yes. But at the end of the day, supposed to love everybody.
I couldn't do it because I'll be at home like Kane with that glove on. The minute you say something I want to hear, right in the throat, just like what you did what? What you? You take one of those. Get out. Get away from me. I can't stand to be around you right now. I can't deal with it. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know because now the industry is so weird because anybody can virtually do it. So to me, it doesn't feel like it's all that special, because once that orange and black place, they started just hiring anybody. Like you could make almost 30 grand a year just doing that. That's a regular job. You know what I'm saying? They got people out there who really got into this and that's their lifestyle. But now you could just be like, I'm gonna make some videos and
No, really. Like you, your girlfriend, boyfriend, auntie,
yeah,
uncle, mama, daddy, make an amateur
anybody.
video,
You
go
can
out and send it in and get some money.
and get money if people watch it enough, and subscribe and do all the other stuff. So I'm like, man, it's not even. It's so watered down because like I remember growing up, there were people like, oh, dudes be like, hey man, did you see such and such, whatever, and you're like, who is that? You know. Now it ain't even that anymore. Like I don't even think that. I mean, I'm sure there are stars still, but it's like I said, it could be anybody. Your neighbor could just do a video and you be like, "Oh, I got on," and then like, "Is that?" You know what I'm saying? Fred? Is Fred? What are you doing, dog? Like,
Hey, me and Fred made a next door neighbor 3. What's going on?
like, what do you like? It's like it feels like anybody can virtually get into it, and so it's not. It doesn't seem like it's special, but in their case, it's like I don't know, bro. It's weird. So I wonder if like this was like a leap to get the attention off of them, off of him anyway. It seems weird, but nobody's really talking because like the last that I saw like on YouTube, when I was looking today, it was like everybody was on him hard 3 months ago, you know, and like now nobody's really talking about it, but they talking about her. I'm like, wow. So
Of course they gonna talk about he sacrificed her. She supposed to get humiliated.
now she don't seem like she humiliated at all because she was promoting it online like crazy. It's like, hi guys, we just finished doing this scene, and I'm like,
And after after they made that video, they got on the podcast together, and people was asking them questions like, so how do you feel, after her and the guy done made that scene, how y'all feel having sex now after that? And it was like, oh, I mean, it's still the same, Yeah, it was like it was hurting for a couple days, after being stretched. And every time he would try to,
oh,
try to do what he do, she'll be it hurts. Ooh, you know.
that
It's
that
like, oh, I mean, it's still the same. It just hurt it for a few days. Not to say that I have a problem with the size of his, but
no.
it was just something different.
The first hour, you got to put that cane glove on right in the throat. What you want to do
Yeah, I do mankind with the sock.
that? Oh God, no, man! In the throat. I'm like, I can't believe you embarrassed me like this. Wow, man. They roasted him, and he taking it. He's taking it just head on or whatever. Like I'm like, man, bro,
I mean, shit, he feel like he don't have a choice to do it. He don't have a choice but to take it head on.
you sacrifice your wife. I hope it's worth it because I mean,
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The people still miserable.
I can
They
believe
still,
it.
they'll feel empty inside, no matter how much money they make, no matter the fame, how many people recognize them. They
I mean,
still empty.
I don't know where they are financially. I don't know if they hit because I feel like they do enough. They both like I ain't looking at no dudes, so I ain't gotta worry about that. But it's like I'm sure they both are in it and probably financially set or whatever have you. I don't know. Like, but to be like, I'm gonna sacrifice my wife or let her do this thing. Oh man, that's mind boggling, bro.
Man, it ain't much. It ain't that much fame and fortune in the world that make me want to sacrifice anybody.
Well,
Especially,
I don't think you can be that famous in that kind of industry because yeah, they have their like award shows and stuff like that, but they never like it feels like maybe on a darker side of things you get that kind of celebration, but it don't feel like you would. To me, it wouldn't seem like going, to get like an Oscar or Emmy or something like that. It ain't like that kind of thing. You're not getting. that kind of notoriety. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
And the Oscar goes to for his winning performance in sacrificing his wife to a
oh
black man.
God.
Adam 22.
Yeah, it's not like it ain't nothing like that. It don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, I don't know,
Man, that's funny.
bro. You know that's what I'm saying. It just don't seem to be that. Like I don't know, but on I don't know enough about that kind of lifestyle because I don't know. Like from what I can tell, a lot of people when they get into that, there's other things that they can't do. So it's kind of like if I do this thing, then I could never have these other experiences without being judged or
Like you can't put that on your resume if you decide to quit and go work at Walmart somewhere. Oh, I see here that you used to be Miss Juicelicious.
oh God. So you so that's pretty much that's for
They not even gonna they really not even gonna pull your application. They gonna toss that shit in the trash.
yeah.
Shred. They gonna put the resume in the paper shredder.
And look, first of all, they're gonna look you up online because they want to see it, and then that part they're gonna look it up.
Oh my God, it is. No,
Yeah,
we can't have it in
can't
here
we
working.
can't do it. I actually
Kids,
actually I witnessed something like that, and this wasn't even somebody who was doing this. Back at HD, uh, I was I think 'cause I was cool with what's up, dude? I can't even think of a dude name right now. That's how you know we ain't cool. But dude who was one I want to say like human resource. You know what I'm talking about? Little dark skinned dude who was there when I was there. We was both there. The first time when we were there.
I can't think of his name either, but I know who you talking about because he used to work at the Corset Home Depot.
Well,
Because he was there with my cousin. My cousin.
well, there were times where I would go in there.
Shit.
I go up in there, bro, and they had like one time I went up there and they interviewed this dude who was he was gay, and so they pulled up his Facebook and stuff. Turns out he cross dresses on the weekends, so he put all this on Facebook. In the daytime, he's guy on the weekends, wig, makeup, all that stuff. So one time I'm in there going there and I'm turning in some paperwork. They got a chick sitting out in the hallway. She barely has one of the clothes, all the stuff. Then, don't get me wrong, she looked nice as whatever. But they looked out in the hallway and he was in there, but it was like another like either supervisor or somebody. I want to say it was old girl who took his spot after they let him go. And they were like, do you see how she's dressed? Oh no, we
Oh,
not
girl.
the one that was over receiving.
Angie.
Yeah. They was like, you see how she's dressed? We not even interviewing her. I was like, if TT was there, oh, they got hired the same day. When can you start, bro? It was yeah. I was like, oh, but because of how she was dressed or whatever,
Customers, you can help them out. You want to start there? Start there if you want to.
you already you already know he did like, oh, you start today? Come on. I got an apron for you. What size do you need? Oh, he would have hired him, but because of how they were, they ain't even give him a chance to talk or anything. It was just like, no, you can't work here. Not looking like that. I was like, why not? Because
Like, did they see the dress? Did they see the miniskirt? What's going on?
that's pretty much they was just like, no. They ain't even let them talk. It was like, we not even hiring about it right now. I was like, yeah, sure like please. y'all, y'all always hiring. Why you lying like that? It's
The
like,
face that I would have made, man, I probably would have had everybody in there laughing.
oh,
I ain't gonna lie. I try to hold stuff back. I can't do it.
oh,
Especially if it's in front of me. I can't hold it back.
nah, but Ball was like, yeah, he was like, she just came on the wrong day. She was like, if a Ball was here, she'd have got a job. She just missed out. She came on the wrong day, or they interviewed her on the wrong day anyway. So, but it's those kind of things. It's like you can't like once you start doing that, then you can't do other stuff. You can't go to church, or you got to be careful out at the grocery store, or it's like somebody.
You can still go to church in a grocery store.
you know good and well you cannot go. You would not be in the Lord's house after you didn't been doing nasty stuff. You know you ain't.
If anything, going to church is the best thing because you never know. The Lord might touch you that it make you change your ways.
Well, he might do it, but it's gonna be the people there who ain't gonna let you enter into the building. They gonna like, man, were you doing the video last night? The dude's
And they
probably
would be wrong to not let them in the building.
shoot. All right. Another example. And so this was more or less. I'm gonna tell it without telling everything. I mean, I don't have nothing to tell, but oh yeah. So all right, back. Yeah, I was younger then when this happened too. So this lady went to church with us, and she had pretty much a interesting lifestyle like that, but she wasn't like doing movies and stuff. She just dealt with like a lot of relationships, and she was open about her sexual lifestyle. And so she came to the church and she was like, I'm gonna pretty much tell everything that I've done. And so I didn't get to see it, but it from what I was told, it was like she had wrote down like all this stuff, and it was like 3 pages of stuff. And she, went to the people and she was like, I'm trying to, get away from this and pray about it and all this great stuff. And they ripped her to shreds about it pretty much. It was bad, bro. Like they pretty much gave her a hard time. Uh,
That's not funny. That is very wrong, man. You got this woman coming up here confessing to y'all
yeah,
everything that she's ashamed of to try to find Jesus to better her life to make sure that she gets eternal salvation instead of eternal damnation. And y'all grilling her for this.
pretty much.
Granted, everybody saying everybody got their demons that they fighting. She chose to fight that demon that day, and y'all gonna make her regret her decision.
They pretty much did, and she eventually she left the church, and she has a different lifestyle now. I don't know. It was wild because she ended up talking to us about some of the stuff, and it killed me deep down inside because I was laughing. I was like in front of her face. I was like, "Wow!" But deep down inside, I was dying laughing. I was like, "Wow! I cannot believe you told me this." Like,
And I probably would have got up and told the whole church about themselves. You can't even call yourself a church after that.
but then the crazy part is, and us as guys, it's always us as guys. Like women do stuff too, but then guys would be like, uh, on one hand, we see all the dirty stuff, and then on the other hand, it's like you want to be like this super light and leading people down the right path. And we ran into like a lot of that dealing with that particular person in that situation, and I thought that was weird. I was like, man, so you mad, but then you outside by the car, you saying all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You looking and whistling and everything, but then it was
You're filthy. Oh my God, get outside. Come over here, bro. Let me get your number. You heard me. I know what I say in the church is wrong, but I try to do it
oh,
right. But it's, it's
bro,
not church, bro.
that is
It's
weird,
not.
bro. It's
That
weird,
is
man.
wrong.
And why I say, bro, that is like that struggle for that kind of lifestyle. I'm like, man, just to even, I couldn't even imagine, like, bro.
That is wrong, man. Even people that's not in that industry, that's the music industry, the movie business, other stuff, astronaut, whatever, people that made sacrifices, that's in that do satanic rituals and all that. Them people still have a chance to cross back over to the other side. They can tell you everything they've done, and matter of fact, a lot of them are very comfortable with telling you the stuff that they do. I actually recently ran across a video of a guy um, who was born into witches and warlocks, and as a child, they had him in demonic churches doing the rituals, praying to demons, praying to the devil.
Mm.
and he was saying that he was going out, um, making people sick, killing people, putting curses on people. He would have he would have people come to him to give him money to kill people. But if there was a Christian, then he'll do it for free. He was like, yeah, if they Christian, I'll do it for free. You know,
Wow.
and came across one lady that wanted to that wanted him to kill somebody, and he was like, "Give you I give you a discount, give me 7 grand." And she was like, "Well, this woman's Christian." She was like, "Oh, well, I do it for free, and in 21 days, this woman will be dead." 21 days came, she didn't die. He said he felt Satan come into his room and was like, "We gotta abort the mission. We can't kill her because she serves a powerful God." He was just like, "Oh, we can't kill her. I'm gonna kill her. She gonna die. She gonna die. She gonna die." But at the end of the day, Satan just kept telling him, "Nope, we can't do it. We gonna fail. It's gonna fail. I'm telling you right now. You see it. It's failing. She's not gonna die because she serves a powerful God."
Right. Mm.
I mean, no matter what people are into, whether it's Buddhism, Hinduism, atheists, agnostic, they they choose to seek salvation and seek the Lord. Let them do it without judging them.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a lot of people who just like real judgy about stuff,
Yeah,
especially in the church. You know, it's like you get to a certain place and then it's like you get comfortable, and then that judgment sits there. You know, or I don't know. Like me, I try not to be like that because I'm like, you know, all of us we have a race to run, no matter what decisions we make. You know, or we have to all do it our own way, and you know, it's up to us to get closer to God ourselves, no matter how the next person feels, you know. But it's just you can't change those older people who get set in their ways. That's what
you
I
can, you can't, but you can lead them into the right direction.
you or you can try. But
Yeah,
I mean
you
for
can
that
right direction.
yeah, for that other lady's sake, she ended up leaving eventually and then she went somewhere else and I don't think it worked out. And so I don't know if she goes anymore, but her lifestyle is pretty wild for her age. She's still out there having fun and stuff. So, uh,
I
yeah,
keep trying,
well,
keep trying, keep seeking.
yeah, I don't really say anything. I just let her do her thing. Like I said, everybody, we got a whole race, you know. So it's just, I don't know, bro. But I don't know. It's just kind of that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. That's pretty much all I had to talk about today because I just thought that was wild. Like I had been seeing it.
Nah, it is wild. Me and one of my buddies actually talked about it the other day when he came by. My grandfather was fixing working on his truck. And I came up and he was like, "Man, you see this stuff about having 22? Shit, I wanted that happen to me." Shoot. Somebody be getting they put my hands on somebody.
See, throat thrust.
I'm whooping him and her.
Throat thrust. I'm keep telling you, that's what that's called. Whole chop to the throat, bro. Bro.
Yeah, I don't care how much money that's coming. I don't care how much money coming out of it. I'm not
But
letting
see, I
nobody
don't.
do
But see, the
it.
thing of it is, man, I don't even know if it's like if it's really that like what like I don't even know if it's for like a financial thing, man. Like I have to actually sit down and try to listen to some of his content or whatever. I really don't care too much, you know. I don't know him, and so and I don't. If, I'm gonna just say I ain't looking at no man porn star. I'm sorry. I can't deal with it. I don't care about no. I just can't. Like that's weird. No. As a man, I don't care about none of them. They could all slip down and hurt themselves for all I care. Like all of them. It's just I can't deal with it. So, but I would have to like I don't even know if it's even worth trying to even try to figure out what the mindset behind that was because I feel like it's gonna probably be like the answer could be false or whatever. I just don't think it's business though. Like I don't think it's that.
Me personally, I just think that he just did that to
Pull
distract everybody from
pull
the
the
whole
attention.
Tennessee
Yeah. That's yeah, after seeing that this morning and then going back and listening to stuff, that feels like it fits a lot more like, oh you had to get the attention off of you. But then the thing is she's gonna have to keep doing stuff. Cause there's like what's next? What do you do to keep people from going back to it? You know, like what's the next thing? What do you do next?
They gonna find something. They always find something. They always find something. Crazy than the last. They are
What else can you do other than that then? Like, cause I mean,
have a vision to a bunch of cards and jump off the roof.
oh God, nobody wants to see that. Cause I mean, honestly, it didn't have to be anybody black. It's just a whole aspect that you slept with a whole nother man. Like, and it's not. I don't, it's not weird because, like I said, their content. If you look it up, you see what you see or whatever. And
That's cheating, man.
yeah,
When you get married, the Lord sees you and your spouse as one.
yeah.
One.
All you had to do was put another hand in there, and then you'd have got their situation. There's another hand. It's just
All they have two hands, man.
get out, beat it, beat it, you beat it. Yeah, but yeah, that's their situation. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's like I said, that's all I had. It's awkward. It's just completely awkward. It makes me like I don't want to say I'm like super invested in it, but I would like to know like what's gonna happen next in that situation, and then after that I won't care anymore. Just depending on what happens.
She might do it again. This time it might be a Mandingo gangbang.
Oh Jesus. I don't think anybody can take that. I think that's gonna pretty much be that'd be the point to where you just drive off the cliff.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. They're gonna keep doing it until
I mean,
everything in the bottom of Pandora's box.
no, man. Because I think that'll still people are still gonna dig that up though. They're gonna always go back to
Oh, so you're trying to do this to people. Remember when you slept with that 16-year-old when you were
that.
23?
That's pretty much what they said anyway. That's what they said in the videos anyway. I was like, wow. He was
Remember the
like,
14-year-old?
I'm 37, or I'm 39 now. He was like, that was my past. I was like, good lord.
Did you convince that girl to drink alcohol and have sexual relations with you? Who said anything about butt stuff? Shit.
Oh god. Yeah, they dug that up. He's like, I'm about to be 40 years old. Y'all still talking about that? I was like, wow, I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Man, but it's crazy because once it's on the internet, you can delete it. It's there.
Well, he
So a lot of people that deal with the dark web and stuff got that.
I mean, it ain't even really the people on the dark web. It's us black folks tearing them down, which I'm not mad about that. They really digging.
If there's anybody that's gonna search and dig and find receipts, it's black folks.
Oh yeah, they digging it because they had I watched a little bit of it. They call it perv busters or something like that, and they were like in his building doing like these interviews and stuff. And he walked in while they were talking about him, and it was like he pretty much put him out.
When you said perv busters, it reminded me of a video episode that they had did where they caught this dude. He was molesting children and they was going in on this man.
Bruh.
A woman was like, "Oh my God, it's so small." It's like, "Oh, they look about 2 inches." Is that why you go after kids so
Oh,
they can tell you how big it is?
oh wow. Yeah, they got people out there like they doing a whole what's his name? Is it Charles with Chris Hansen thing still? They got people still doing it. But it's like it's too risky now though, because like I watched one the other day where they had like found this dude, and of course they still staged it with like for whatever reason, like I mean, I'm not great with age, my own self, but these like women that in there like probably like in their mid 20s, and they're like, I'm 14 years old. Dude's like, okay, I'm coming in. He's like, yo, your parents home, all that crazy stuff, and they waiting in the back room, and then she finally signals them. They come out. And they make him sit down. This is not even like legit. Like he could have like really just got up and ran away because the police weren't there yet. That dude sat there and the police showed up and everything, dog. I was like, bruh. Y'all like, oh, y'all seriously? They're like, we ordering pizza and stuff. You hungry, dog? And it's a
Ah,
it's like it's some
yo, I'm ordering pizza. Go answer the door, tree.
man. They went in the back room and called the police on dude. Police showed up and everything. I was like, bruh, like y'all really out here catching these people doing this foolishness, like
How to catch a predator.
pretty much. That was my favorite show. I could sit up like late night and watch that all night long.
I ain't gonna say it's my favorite show, but I can watch. I can binge watch that crap.
Yeah, I was like I was binge watching it on YouTube at one time. I was like,
And they be out there when they do get there, they be crying. I didn't know she was.
oh, like yeah, you did. They're like, we got the receipts right
We got
here.
messages. We
Yeah,
got all the messages from Facebook,
yeah.
from this. Like y'all was home going back and
Yeah, they are that disturbing. Didn't you say you wanted to do this and this and this? And I'm like, oh my god.
it's you. This
Yeah,
is you.
right.
Showing your genitalia of your own girl.
Like wow. She said right here she's 13 years old and you're 26. You're like on some weird number. And then these people driving from like crazy. It's like, bro, you drove 3 hours to be with a child out. Like,
Man, they got people drive way further than that.
I
Six,
can't.
7, 8, 9 hours just to be with a 13-year.
I cannot. You need to be up under the jail. Then they got a family at home too. Like, you
Oh
mad?
yeah, cute. I'm gonna come pick you up. We're gonna live a nice little happy life together.
Oh my god. And then they got some bold ones who don't mind telling that they like, yeah, I said I was gonna wait. She's 16. I'm gonna wait 2 years for you. Like, ooh, that's the devil. That's the devil all in you. My God. Mm. All
You're
right,
gonna come here. You're gonna do this tour. Then you're gonna go back home because we have here that you said you were gonna pick her up, take her on a date. Y'all was gonna go to a room, and then after you were gonna ask to marry her in 2 or 3 years.
that's pretty much it. That's I remember those days, man. That was good content.
And you go across them water, they marrying their daughters off at 9.
Oh yeah. That's a different lifestyle though. Everybody don't have the rules that we have here. Clearly our rules don't work either because people doing what they want to do. So all right, well, that's all I got, man. What do you have anything you want to hop on or I'm gonna end it?
Nah, the thing I got is spread love, not hate. Love everybody just as the Lord created you to do.
Okay. That's a good way. That's a good way for us to end it. So this is a short one, or I don't know. It's about the same time that we normally. Yeah, yeah, whatever. So if you like this kind of content, because we talk about everybody, and we still trying to love the Lord too, but we talking about people too, and things, and issues,
And animals.
and animals. I mean, I don't talk about them. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
And animals. Animals do it too. Like my dog, special. Special without the head.
Oh God. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about what I have because I don't care. But
He's special with the head. With the extra D back there.
with the cat is all right. I don't care. But yeah, I don't care about him right now. So I want to move on and get something else now. But I'm not gonna do it. So that's all we have for right now. So it's been your boy Blackie D with the homie Tyler, and this I don't know. We might call it season 2 of randomness. It's gonna probably be since we took that lengthy break or whatever. So it's probably gonna be the start of season 2, and we're gonna work on coming back, and you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Just trying to find the time and opportunity to
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. And then we might be segueing into, and we're gonna talk about this off of the thing, like getting into other platforms and stuff as well. So if you like I said, if you like this content, give us a good thumbs up, and we greatly appreciate you. I'm not gonna actually do anything else just in case you don't do it. It is what it is.
Yep, because the algorithm hates.
Well, I'm done. We're out.